All right. Welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the ternary operator. Before I show you that, I thought it'd be helpful to review how an if statement works. And one of the ways I thought would be helpful to do that is to do it in Excel. Hopefully you're familiar with Excel. If you're not, here's a free lesson. So what you'll do, let's say we want to compare price A to price B and then determine which column is bigger. The way we can do this is we can use an if statement in Excel. The way you do that is you say equals if. And then in parentheses, it says you need to give it a logical test first. So what we'll do is we'll say if cell A2 is bigger than or equal to B2, then we'll put a comma, and then it'll say, what value do you want to appear in this cell if this condition is true? We'll say A, and if it's not true, we'll say B. Now, if I hit enter, A2 is bigger than B2, so it's going to return A. So if I hit enter, it's A. If I copy this down to the next line, A3 is bigger than or equal to B3, and so it returns A. However, if I copy this to the next line, A4 is not bigger than B4, and so instead of returning A, it returns B. The reason I showed you this is very similar to how the ternary operator works in JavaScript. So we're going to go over to Visual Studio Code, and I'm going to clear out a lot of the code that we wrote last time. So what we can do is we can say, if we want to use a ternary operator, the ternary operator works very much like that Excel if statement. So we can create a variable. We'll say let my variable equal, and so just like we did equals if something for true, a condition to check, and then what to put if it's true and what to put if it's false, we'll do a very similar thing here. So we'll say my variable equals, let's do 10 is greater than 5. And then we'll put the question mark. That's the ternary operator. So we're saying if 10 is bigger than 5, then we want the value of my variable to be first. And then we'll put a colon, and then we'll say otherwise we want the value to be second. So what this does is it says set my variable equal to either first or second. If 10 is bigger than 5, set it to first. If 10 is not bigger than 5, set it to second. So coming back over to Excel, it's similar to how we said if 10 is bigger than 5, set it to A. If 10 is not bigger than 5, set it to B. So if we wanted to duplicate that, we'd say if 10 is greater than or equal to 5, question mark, and this is what comes out if it's true. So we'd put A. This is what comes out if it's false. We'd put B. To show you this in action, I'll alert my variable. We'll save that. So we're saying if 10 is bigger than 5, set my variable to A. If 10 is not bigger than 5, set my variable to B. So we'll save and we'll go live and we get A, just like we would have expected. If we do 40 and 50 and save and we go live, we get B. So hopefully that helps you understand a little bit about how the ternary operator works. It's very similar to the if function in Excel, where you take a condition, you put a question mark. What you put after the question mark is what will happen if it's true. What you put after the colon is what will happen if it's false. And that is the ternary operator. Thanks for watching.